ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. You know that the Torah is my source of inspiration. I keep on rereading it and I understand it a little bit differently every time that I do. The fifth book of the Torah records the speeches of Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu, our teacher Moshe. Before dying, he narrates once again what were the most important episodes in his life, in his encounter with God, in his encounter with the Jewish people. And there's a repetition of many of the norms that God gave to the Jewish people. As a matter of fact, if you read the Torah, you will see that Vayomer Hashem, and God said, is very important. Vaydaber Hashem el Moshe, and God spoke to Moses, is very important. And Moses himself, as I say, the last book, Deuteronomy, Devarim in Hebrew, tells us about the speeches, the sayings of Moshe, what he spoke to the Jewish people in the last days of his life. But do you remember that when God chose Moses as the leader of the Jewish people, he appeared to him in a burning bush. Suddenly Moses heard the voice of God, I'm the God of your ancestors, go and speak to Pharaoh. What did Moses say? Moses said, I don't speak well. I have an impediment. I can't speak that well. So God said, you know what? Your brother Aaron is going to speak for you. Just a moment. How do you select a leader that cannot speak well and has to use somebody else? Then pick on that somebody else. Instead of Moses, let Aaron be the leader of the Jewish people, because the Bible is full of Vaydaber Hashem, God spoke, and at the end Moses speaks his head off all the time. So why is it that God selects Moses? Maybe the Torah is trying to tell us that leadership and speaking are not really synonymous. That isn't the most important quality of a leader, to be a good speaker. Somebody can write a speech for you and you deliver it. That makes you a leader. No, the Torah says no. You know, if you make a comparison, I think the late Jonathan Sachs, Rabbi Sachs, said that Greece is a visual culture. You know, where you see things. Visual. Architecture. Beautiful sculptures. Color. Drama. Everything is you see beautiful things in this world. It's a visual culture. Judaism, no. You can't see God. If visual is the most important thing, you can't see God. So it's not visual. So what is the most important element in Judaism? Well, what is our prayer of prayers? Shema Israel. What does Shema Israel mean? Hear. Hear is, it doesn't say see Israel. It says hear Israel. You know, hearing in Hebrew means not only listening to something, it also means understanding, obeying, following, incorporating what you are hearing into your inner self. In other words, Judaism isn't about surface. I'm not saying that that is not important. I'm not saying that beauty is not important. But in Greece, according to their culture, that is all important. Form is the most important thing, what you can see. What Judaism is trying to tell us is that what you hear, the essence really, is much more important than what you see with your eyes. And maybe throughout the ages, Judaism has taught us that what you learn, what you incorporate, not what you see, what you take into yourself and that changes yourself, that is the most important thing that a human being can have. You know what a leader needs to do? He needs to listen to your necessities. He doesn't have to speak to you. He has to listen to you. What you say to him is almost irrelevant. What is important that he should know what your necessities are. He has to listen to what are the worries of the people. He has to listen to what are their immediate needs. That's what he has to do. That's what Moshe was a great leader, because he invited everybody to come to him if they had any problem. Come to me, I'll try to solve it for you. It wasn't a question of what he was going to say. The question was, is he going to be attentive to what your needs are? Unfortunately, nowadays, because we have these new extraordinary means of communication, leaders are elected because they speak well. They transmit this message very well, because they know how to tell a joke, because they know when to be serious, when to be something else, because they speak very well. They know how to use language. Is that what a leader really is? A leader should be a servant of the people. A leader should be attentive to what you are saying, to what you need. You need hearing. This is what a leader needs. And a leader that is deaf to the necessities of his people obviously is not a leader at all. And Moshe, toward the end of his life, he started speaking. But most of his life, before he was listening to the needs of the Jewish people.